Studies show that 85 to 90% of people believe that they are self-aware. But what the results show is in fact only 10% to 15% of people actually are. And that research, in conjunction with everybody has around 50,000. That's the average amount of thoughts a day, 50,000. 90% of those thoughts are recycled from the day before. So that means if you are not consciously and intentionally learning something new, you will be living your life like a Groundhog Day. Now, many of you might even feel and connect with that sometimes your life does feel like a Groundhog Day. Well, that could be very well because you are in that percentage of people that are actually not self-aware, and that you are just unconsciously believing and following all the thoughts that happen to go on in your mind. And so what can you do about this? So one of the easiest and simplest things to do, which for me, when I'm trying to just habit stack or do something new, is I set an alarm for every hour of the day. So what you can do is just set an alarm to be in the present. And what that looks like, being in the present, is every time that alarm goes off and just says that reminder, am I in the present? Just look around and just see 5 different colours, 2 different smells. How are you feeling in your body? What are the thoughts going on in your head? Just because you could be in the future or you could be in the past, which is what most people are doing. Most people are stuck in the past. But thinking about those things, what you can see, what you can feel, what you can smell, that brings you into the present moment. So that's the first simplest thing that you can do. Something else that you can do is start to learn. Because what happens is, we know now with epigenetics, it doesn't matter what happened to you as a child. It doesn't matter whether you think you're really clever or not, or that you can't learn or you can. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter what your self-limiting belief is. We know now, the research has shown us that you can become anew. You can create new neural pathways. But what that means is you have to actually start to learn, educate yourself, and it can be anything. YouTube is a free platform, and there are so many educational videos on there where you can choose a specific topic, learn something more about the mind. Personally, I love psychology, I love philosophy, I love all things spiritual, and I love anything that's going to help me to understand my mind better so that I can hack my own self and bad habits so that I can stay on track, because I don't want to keep going back in the past. I want to go forwards, and I also don't want to start living Groundhog Day, which I have done that for many years of my life. So I absolutely swear by, setting alarms and bringing yourself to the present and learning. Especially learning, because if you think about it, if we are recycling 90% of the thoughts we had from the day before, and you're not learning anything, you literally just, it's no wonder here people are living in Groundhog Day. And how can you be one of those people to understand, am I in the 10 to 15% and I have that self-awareness, or am I not? Am I one of the 85% to 90% of people that don't have that self-awareness? That's a question you really got to ask yourself. And I actually don't know the answer, but I would say that if you do occasionally feel like you're living Groundhog Day, if you are not learning anything new, if you have not grown in the last week, the last month, the last year, the chances are you're sadly going to be in that 85 to 90% category of people. And if you don't want to be, then, the first decision is choose. Choose that you don't want that anymore. Make that decision, because that's the first thing, that you don't want to do that anymore. And then you can realize where you want to go, where you want to be. And then you can just break that down into steps that you want to do. So for myself, I went on an ayahuasca retreat, had this most profound epiphany, amazing experience, and I'd had this book in me for years because of addictions and everything, but it just never felt like the time. But after that, it was like, now's the time to write your book. Now's the time to write your book. I wrote the book. I haven't published the book. I haven't done anything with it, but I wrote it because it just flowed through me. But then it's like, okay, what now? Okay, I'm going to have to backtrack. So my steps to marketing the book is like, okay, I'm going to start YouTube. I've learned so much stuff. I'm in such a great place. I've worked in mental health. I felt like I was part of that problem and just dragging people up. And this actually felt like the most aligned step and first step to take me towards that of, publishing the book. But this is why you must decide, what's your end goal? I mean, that's not my end goal. That's my first goal. And I've crazy other things that I'd love to do. I mean, biggest goals is start holistic schools, but still choose your goal. Okay, choose that you want to change, choose what your long-term goal is, and then break it down into manageable steps so that every day you are doing something to take you closer to that goals. And that way you can stop living that Groundhog Day and you can start becoming anew every day. You can start living intentionally every day and you can live your best life and to the fullest. All right, I'm going to leave that video here. Any questions, any comments, anything at all that you think that might help anybody else, please do share. All right, so much love, so much blessings. Thank you. Bye.